Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive edition of entertainment news where the lines between celebrity glamour and raw human emotion blur in the most unexpected ways. Imagine tuning into your favorite morning show, coffee in hand, ready for light-hearted banter and movie buzz, only to witness a showdown that leaves jaws on the floor and screens shattering with viral frenzy. That's exactly what unfolded on October 5, 2025, during a seemingly routine segment on Good Morning America, when Hollywood's unbreakable icon, Samuel L. Jackson, locked horns with former NFL star turned charismatic host, Michael Strahan. What started as a promo chat for Jackson's latest adrenaline-fueled blockbuster, a high-octane thriller titled Shadow Reckoning, where he reprises his role as the no-nonsense operative dismantling global conspiracies with his signature razor-sharp wit and unyielding intensity, quickly devolved into a masterclass in televised tension. Jackson, at 77 years young, arrived on set radiating that effortless cool he's patented over decades, from snarling Ezekiel 25 verse 17 in Pulp Fiction to commanding the Avengers as Nick Fury, dressed in a tailored black suit that screamed power, his eyes twinkling with the kind of stories only a lifetime in the spotlight can forge. Fast forward through the pleasantries, and there we were, deep into the heart of the exchange, where Strahan's affable grin morphed into something sharper, more insistent, like a linebacker reading the play before the snap. It began innocently enough, or so it seemed, with a pivot to Jackson's career longevity, Strahan remarking, "Sam, you've been killing it for over 50 years, but let's be real. In this youth-obsessed town, how do you keep landing these lead roles without Hollywood whispering you're past your prime?" The studio hushed, the weight of the words hanging like smoke after a gunshot, Roberts shifting uncomfortably in her seat, her eyes darting to the producer's booth where frantic gestures signaled caution. Jackson, unflinching, met Strahan's gaze with that piercing stare that's made directors tremble and audiences roar, his response measured yet laced with fire. "Michael, I've outlasted trends, fads, and folks who thought a black man couldn't carry a franchise. It's not about prime, it's about prime time earned through sweat, not whispers." Applause trickled in from the live crowd, a smattering of support that only emboldened Strahan, who pressed on, his voice rising with the fervor of a post-game analysis. "But come on, Sam, your latest flick, Shadow Reckoning, it's got you dodging bullets at 77. Isn't that just stunt doubles and CGI masking the reality?"
펜즈 완트 오선티 서티, not 일루전즈.
The barb landed, sharp and personal, slicing through the promotional veneer, and Jackson's jaw tightened, his fingers drumming the armrest in a rhythm that echoed the pulse of restrained fury. Co-host Stephanopoulos attempted a bridge, chuckling nervously about Jackson's real-life fitness regimen. Marathons run, yoga mastered, but Strahan barreled ahead, undeterred, his athletic build leaning forward as if tackling an evasive quarterback. The tipping point arrived not with a bang, but with a calculated jab that struck at the core of Jackson's unassailable pride, Strahan's next question slicing deeper than any previous prod. "Sam, your Pulp Fiction line, say what again? It's legendary, but off-screen, you've got a rep for being, well, intense. Does that temper ever leak into these interviews, or are we just getting the polished version today?" The implication was clear, accusation veiled as banter, suggesting Jackson's fire was facade or flaw, the live audience holding its breath as if witnessing a fuse lit in slow motion. Jackson's eyes narrowed, that trademark scowl etching lines of lived experience across his face, his response uncoiling like a serpent. "Intense? That's code for a black man who speaks his mind without apology. I've earned every scar, every story, unlike some who play tough on fields but fold in real conversations." The retort zinged, Strahan's cheeks flushing under the Klieg lights, his laugh forced and hollow as he shot back. "Whoa, easy there, I'm just saying, legends evolve. Maybe it's time to dial back the edge, show the softer side." Roberts, the veteran anchor with her own battles against illness and industry bias, placed a gentle hand on Strahan's arm, murmuring, "Michael, let's focus on the positives." But the damage was done, the air thick with the scent of scorched bridges. Stephanopoulos, ever the diplomat, steered toward safer waters, asking about Jackson's collaborations with up-and-coming directors, eliciting a nod and a brief smile from the guest, but Strahan, sensing vulnerability or perhaps driven by competitive instinct, circled back relentlessly. "No, seriously, Sam, fans love the rage, but in 2025, with cancel culture and all, isn't it risky? One wrong word, and poof, you're yesterday's news." In the blistering crescendo, As beads of sweat dotted Strahan's brow under the unrelenting lights, he delivered the coup de grace that shattered the fragile truce, his tone dripping with condescension that no amount of charm could mask. "Listen, Samuel, you're a giant, but giants fall when they can't adapt. Your new movie's great, but let's talk real talk. That motherfucker edge you bring? It's box office once, but in diverse Hollywood now, it's dated. Time to pass the torch, don't you think?" The studio plunged into stunned silence, the audacity of questioning a pioneer's relevance on live TV, a man who'd shattered color barriers in roles from Shaft to Star Wars, hitting like a blindside tackle. Jackson's face, a canvas of triumphs and trials, hardened into granite, his voice emerging low and lethal, each syllable weighted with the gravity of generations. Dated? Michael, my edge carved paths for every brother and sister breaking in today. You sit there, profiting from my trailblazing, then tell me to fade out? That's not conversation, that's erasure wrapped in a smile. Gasps echoed from the audience, Robert's eyes widening in horror as she stammered, "Gentlemen, please, this is GMA, not a debate club," while Stephanopoulos signaled frantically for a break, but the momentum was a runaway train. Strahan, defensive now, his baritone cracking with frustration, fired back, "Erasure? I'm celebrating you. But facts are facts. Young stars like John Boyega are hungry, and you're comfortable. Fans notice." The invocation of comfortable stung deepest, implying complacency in a man who donated millions to education, mentored countless talents, and never shied from calling out systemic rot, from police brutality to pay disparities. Jackson rose halfway from his seat, microphone cord taut, his presence expanding to fill the frame. "Comfortable? I've bled for this industry, marched for rights you inherited." The inexorable march to Meltdown culminated in a denouement as swift as it was seismic, Jackson's decision to depart not a tantrum but a testament to self-respect, executed with the poise of a king reclaiming his throne. As Strahan's challenge hung in the air, "Prove it, stay." Like a gauntlet thrown in a duel of words, Jackson stood fully, his frame towering metaphorically if not physically, unfastening the mic pack with hands steady as a surgeon's. The studio, once alive with chatter, fell into a vacuum of anticipation, breaths held collectively from New York to nationwide feeds, Roberts rising slightly as if to physically bridge the gap, her voice a plea, "Sam, wait, let's wrap on the film," but the moment had transcended scripts. Jackson turned to her and Stephanopoulos, his tone softening to velvet thunder, "Robin, George, class acts, as always. Pleasure sharing space with pros." Then, pivoting to Strahan, whose defiance masked a flicker of regret in those wide-set eyes, he delivered the mic drop. "Michael, you wanted real? Here's real. I came to uplift, not endure undercuts. Interview over." With that, he strode off set, not storming but sailing, his footsteps echoing like final credits rolling on a scene too potent for encores, the door swinging shut behind him with a soft click that boomed like thunder in the hush. Chaos ensued in his wake, producers barking into headsets, cameras cutting erratically to wide shots of stunned co-hosts, the live audience murmuring in waves of awe and dismay. Strahan slumped back, arms folded tight, his retort chasing the ghost. "Can't take the pushback? That's the game, folks. Run if you want." But Roberts, seizing control with anchor's grace, addressed the void. "Well, that was intense. Our thoughts with Sam. He's a treasure." Commercial break hit like a lifeline, the screen fading to ads for cereal and cars, but the damage pulsed onward, unerasable.